Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video. If you are new to this channel, my name is Frank Zhu, and I'm a college professor teaching sociology, history, and philosophy. I'm also an award-winning landscape photographer. In my opinion, no other philosopher has expressed the paradoxical nature of love more accurately and eloquently than the famous German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, when he said, "There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness." What he meant by this very philosophical statement was that love was irrational or impulsive behavior. But behind such behavior, there was also a reason or motivation. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts on love, its importance, and its paradoxical nature, plus some of my criticisms of a few common conceptions of love. Hopefully, this video will give you some food for thought if you are in a love relationship or seeking such a relationship, or just pondering on human relationships in general. If you ask people to define the term love, you will get as many different answers as the people you ask. In the intellectual world, scholars and professors also define it differently, focusing on different aspects of love. For example, in my opinion as a professor of sociology, it is the social elements in love that makes love meaningful. By this I mean, love is not solely a natural or biological behavior, but it is also shaped by cultural norms, values, and social expectations. We sociologists examine how love is expressed and experienced within different cultures, how people express their love, what types of relationships are considered as love, and how important love is, all of which vary significantly across different cultures and over time. In addition, sociologists believe love, like other emotions, is a learned behavior rather than a merely biological behavior. People learn to love and be loved through cultural influences and social interactions. Finally, social inequality always plays a role in love and love relationships. Power imbalances, gender roles, and other inequalities affect love and love relationships. In a word, sociologists emphasize the social aspects of what Nietzsche described as reason or motivation behind the seemingly mad behavior of love. From the psychological perspective, love is a complex emotion which is characterized by deep affection, intimacy, and commitment. Love is a rich experience and may take different forms, including romantic, familial, and platonic relationships. Psychologists believe that love is influenced by both biological and psychological factors. When someone falls in love with someone else, it is a result of sexual desire, attraction, and emotional attachment on the part of each of them. Sexual desire and attraction are often a result of what Nietzsche described madness in love. But emotional attachment often involves some reason. More importantly, for two people to form a healthy love relationship, it requires each of them to have emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and the ability to communicate effectively. In a word, while love often involves feelings, it also involves conscious choices and actions to nurture and maintain a relationship. In philosophy, love is often explored as more than just a fleeting emotion. Love is seen as a complex phenomenon involving a bond of admiration and commitment, a choice to value and support someone, and a search for truth or meaning. For philosophers, love doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Plato, for example, considered the true love to be ultimately spiritual. It is the love of soul for soul. For Aristotle, only when you love yourself can you love anyone else. For Nietzsche, true love was not merely a feeling, but a state of mind characterized by a willingness to embrace challenges. In order to understand the different ways in which love manifests itself, philosophers have distinguished several different types of love, such as romantic love, benevolent love, friendship love, and familial love. In real life, there are different types of love, and there are different reasons for people to fall in love. The most common type of love is eros, or love of beauty. For most people, it starts from the first meeting, the so-called love at first sight. Then, the two people feel attracted to each other by what many people describe as chemistry. Such chemistry may be physical attractiveness, such as when you find the other person beautiful or handsome. Or it may be a strong emotional attraction, such as when both of you find yourselves having common interests. Under the influence of this chemistry, you want to develop the relationship further. As you spend more time together, you start envisioning a future for both of you. Different from the spiritual love that is highly praised by Plato, this type of love is the romantic, sensual, and passionate type of love. It is built on a physical desire for an idealized person in each other. In the eyes of both lovers, no one is more beautiful than the other. Each is the perfect match of the other. Both get delight and enjoyment from being close to each other. Each person loves to touch and feel the other, which is why Plato called it the love of body for body. However, in Plato's eyes, this type of love is the shallowest form of all types of love. Nietzsche described it as madness in love. Now, let me share with you some of my critical thoughts about this type of love. First of all, even though it is true that love starts with beauty, not everybody knows what beauty is, and different people have different ideas about beauty. Is it not true that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder? Obviously, beauty is related with culture, but it also depends on our personal experience, education, and socio-economic status. A person in lower social status, for example, usually sees more beauty in a person of higher social status, and not vice versa. In a commercialized society, a person with more money will appear to be more handsome or beautiful than a person with less money. In addition, the idea of love at first sight is too idealistic and very rare in real life. Can you fall in love with a person without knowing anything about him or her? What about people who even don't have a chance to see their idealized person due to the fact that people from different cultural and socio-economic backgrounds live in different physical locations? How many of us believe in Cinderella story? Moreover, the idea of love at first sight is also paradoxical. If you are a reasonable and rational person who is not blindly in love, you know that beauty is only skin deep. What is needed for the future of you both is substance. But how can you know that your lover is substantial and not superficial if love at first sight does not occur in the first place? To put it another way, if you don't have a chance to see each other, there is no way to tell if the other is substantial and not superficial. Finally, this type of love of beauty may be only fantasy after all. You had very high expectations of each other, but it turned out that none of them is true. Such a situation often leads to disillusionment and disappointment, especially for people who are serious about building a relationship. For example, you wish that the beautiful girl you have fallen in love with at first sight is also a smart girl at the same time. Is she smart? You hope you receive an equal amount of love as you give. Do you get as much love from him? You wish your loved one won't love anyone else, and you may have many other wishes. But all of these wishes may only be wishful thinking. Therefore, the love of beauty is not only painfully exclusive, but it also often hurts those who are in love. Now, the question is, if love of beauty is not so beautiful, what kind of love is true love? Can we find answers from philosophers? Well, many philosophers have described what they thought was true love. According to Plato, for example, the true love was a desire for beauty and a pursuit of happiness as well. He said, for two people to truly love each other, it was ultimately not body attraction, but spiritual attraction. It is this spiritual attraction that created a true love relationship. The love of soul for soul, as he described it, and not body for body, would result in true happiness. Although some people find Plato's ideal type of love as the best love, I remain critical. First, the love of soul for soul is far from common in real life. It only romanticizes and idealizes love relationships. In addition, I also agree with some people who argue that Plato's concept does not offer practical strategies for building healthy and meaningful love relationships. More importantly, such concept ignores the importance of physical intimacy and emotional connection. For example, body contacts such as holding hands, hugging, and kissing can increase the release of certain hormones which promote feelings of happiness, trust, safety, and overall well-being. Well, I think that is all for today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.